Okay, hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Turn Wild. So these stretches are for after your workout to boost recovery, reduce the risk of injury. So let's start straight away with the coat hanger just to start warming up. So take the legs out wide, lock out the knees and lean forward. As you're breathing, breathe into your stomach. Breathe in for roughly about a 5 count. Pause and exhale. Relax. So we're going to go through these series of stretches, which is going to be focusing on the lower body, okay, which is very, very important if you're starting to progress your fitness for your expedition, to make sure you do not get injured. As soon as you start getting very tight, you increase your risk of injury, your posture goes. So depending on what you're doing, activities like running, then you are increasing your risk of injury. So we must use these routines to keep that risk low. Got 3 helpers here, or should we call them athletes? Mina, Katja and Lee. Lee, who's the owner of the gym, the Movement Clinic, and all the links if you want to come here and train will be on the website. Breathe in for 5, pause, exhale. As we go through this routine, we'll be giving variants. So depending if you're just finished running in the park or certain stretches suit your physique better, you'll be able to adapt to whichever one you feels best for you. Most stretches will be holding between 2 minutes or maybe a little less, 1.5. So you've got 30 seconds less on this one. Don't push it too much. If you're holding your breath, you're pushing too hard. Remember, we're trying to reduce the risk of injury, not get really, really sore. 20 seconds left. Very good. Last 10. 5. Okay, hands on your knees, slowly lift yourself up. You hear the call of the wild. And bring your feet in and slow squats, please. Let's just do 10 of those. Just arse the grass, as we say, as deep as you can, just going through the whole range of movement. Okay, off we go, guys. Just 10 in your own pace. Awesome. Try and point the feet forward so we emphasize the movement around the ankle a little bit more. Good work. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the main muscle group, the quad, which of course, if this is tight, it's going to pull us forward, the quads. Okay, so Lee's going to show you a quad release if you need to do that. Of course, you can just pause the video at any point, release your quads. Katja's going to do the more advanced and Mina's going to do the beginning one. So off we go, quad stretch. It's a massive muscle, so let's going to do this for 2 minutes. Just pull that knee back, slight bend in the supporting leg. Excellent. Push the hips forward. And that is 2 minutes each leg because we are bipedal. That means we've got 2 legs. So this is what you can do before you do the quad stretch. If you're really, really tight through here, maybe your aerobic component's cycling or it's just got tight through running or rowing. Lee's really showing, we're going to do a whole nother video on this, but this will really, releasing the myofascia above this large muscle will give you a much deeper, better squat stretch. With Katja, with this more advanced one, again against a wall or a tree in the park, you've got to keep your abs contracted, protecting the lower back. The closer that you have your knee to the wall, the more intense the stretch will be. So if you're someone who's a little bit on the unflexible side like myself, you can bring the knee out and you can perform the same stretch. Got a minute left, guys. So deep breaths, try and go a little bit further into the stretch. Yes, it's a long time, but if you just do 20 seconds or so, you're not going to get the benefits. You're not going to get that development that we want. And most of you are going to be stepping up your training for that big expedition. Now, some people ask me, is age a factor? Yes. The older you get, the less elastic your ligaments and connective tissue get, so the more emphasis must be on your stretching. And if you're like me, nearer to 50 than 40, then really you have to put these elements in 2 or 3 times a week to make sure that you've got injury-free training. Brilliant work, guys. You got last 10 seconds. That's it, Mina. Try and push your hips forward. Excellent. Last 5. And change leg. Thank you. Awesome. Set yourselves up. I mean, if you want to do that alternative one on the floor, holding your foot. Lee, you can do whatever you want. It's your gym. There we go. Next 2 minutes. Always, the tendency can be to try and push the quad forward and take it in the lower back. You've got to pull your belly button in, protect your lower back. Shoulders back, trying to get that posture. Breathe. If you're holding your breath, it means you're straining too hard and you're at risk of injury. You don't want to hurt yourself. You want to enhance yourself. 1 minute 30 left. If you are training hard, whatever your goal is, maybe it's Kilimanjaro, maybe it's going to the ice cap on Greenland, return wild. Whatever it is, you want a progressive development. You've got to sleep well, you've got to eat well, and you've got to train to what your body needs. A minute to go. Excellent. Check your breathing. In for 4 or 5, pause, out for 5. The more relaxed you get, the more you connect with your muscle, the better the stretch will be. Last 30 seconds. Last 15. And we hear the wolf. So it's time to change into our next exercise, which will be into the hip flexor. Okay, so the basic Mina's going to do, she's going to kneel and she's going to pull her belly button in and she's going to drive her hip forward. Kadja's going to kneel down as well, but she's going to bring her arms up, which is slightly more advanced. Again, the belly button in, and Lee is going to try and release muscles around his hip, which can get very tight and very painful, and lock you forward, yeah? So he'll be showing you how to do that. Again, we'll be going into the releases in a little bit more detail on other videos. Very, very good. Well, I was holding this one for 1.5 minutes. If your hips are locked forward, you're going to tend to get back pain. Okay, one of the reasons people get back pain. Again, we have Peter, the osteopath, talking about this in one of the other clips. When you're actually on expedition, carrying your backpacks, you will tend to find this area gets very, very tight. Stretching your quads, then your hip flexors will allow the pelvis to realign and reduce your risk of getting back pain. 25 seconds. Try and take it a little further if you can. Ease forward. Last 10. 5. Awesome. Okay, change sides, guys. Okay, and go. If you are starting to feel pain, sharp pain, then you might want to go and see somebody to check that you're doing the exercise correctly or there's not an underlying issue. But these should be pain-free. You should feel good and energized after them. You can always come down to the Movement Clinic based in Kensal Rise, London, and see Lee, and he'll go through it with you. Breathe. Excellent. Last 30 seconds. Last 15. Last 10. Of course, these muscles get very, very tight from sitting in an office. So if you are an office warrior looking to turn wild, these are muscles that you're going to have to focus on. Brilliant. And relax. Okay, now let's go now into the glute med, another muscle that gets very tight. Bah, 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 sitting in the office on the front line of whatever business you do. So this is one we call vacation stretch. You always see people in gyms on holiday doing this one. So you lie on your back, straighten one leg, put the leg right across, and then pull your knee to the floor, keeping the opposite shoulder on the floor. So grab your knee with this one, Mina, other one. There we go. Lee's going to show you the release of the area. Now, Lee's obviously, you know, he trains pretty hard, many disciplines. But if you're somebody who sat at a desk a lot, you may not have the same facial expression on you at this stage if you're doing that. It may be slightly enjoyable, let's put it. You'll be finding special parts of your body are a bit sorer than you thought. That's normal. When you do find those areas, stop. Don't run away from the pain, embrace the pain and let that release. And we'll be going in, they're called trigger points. And we've got Peter talking about them, as I said, on other clips. Very good. Breathe. We've got 45 seconds left. So when you draw that knee towards the floor. So we've chosen a sequence of stretches that is very, very hard to injure yourself. There are alternatives, but we've tried to make it that you can perform these with very little equipment. You could be in the park. All you need is your mat that you need on expedition anyway, even a yoga mat or something like that. The only problem if you do it outside with yoga mats is they're not very insulated. So if you're doing it in the winter, in all weathers, it might not be so enjoyable. 5 seconds. Okay, cool. Let's switch over. Let's do the other side. Excellent. I often get asked, how do you speed up this stretch sequence? Well, you can't. It's just discipline. If you're finding that you're doing the exercises you like, the running, the rowing, the leg strength, whatever it is, or hiking even on the mountains, but you're missing out one element and you know you need it, try focusing on your ultimate goal, whatever it is, to give you the motivation to do the bit that you're not so keen on, because it is the weak link in your training that is going to cause you problems. 45 seconds left. Very good. Keeping this shoulder on the floor. There's a tendency for it to rise up as people get extra keen to get that knee to the floor. Don't. Very good, Nina. Awesome. You can look over to this hand and you'll feel it a little bit more. And time. Very good. So let's go into another glute stretch now. It's quite easy one to remember. It's called the figure 4. So we're going to have a version where you just lie on the ground, you reach through the leg and pull. That's okay. I prefer the one off the wall because I can relax more. And Lee may do a seated one or a release. He's going to do 90-90 stretch. Very, very effective. Okay, off we go. Minute and a half. Again, if you feel a minute and a half is too long, it's just you're not getting anything more out of it, then you can shorten it. However, sometimes, after being on a bicycle for a long time, I feel it's not long enough for me personally. So I might take it up to 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Listen to your body and it will help direct you. Got a minute left. Breathe. Give a little helping hand. 45 seconds. So as we've addressed with some of our other videos, the glutes can be very, very weak from sitting in a chair and not activating properly when we need them, especially going uphill carrying backpacks. So to reduce your risk of injury, one of the things you've got to do is get your glute working properly. Excellent work, guys. Last 10 seconds. This is a great stretch. It's called 90-90. And change sides, please, team. And off we go. There's nothing complex about this routine. There's nothing fancy about it. It's easy to follow, but the secret is repetition of doing it. Set that time aside on your workout calendar. Put it into your diary. Work out what time works best for you. Maybe it's at the end of the working day. Maybe you've got an hour's lunch. You can just go to a corner, even a corridor at your work. If you haven't got a gym at work, maybe there's a park near you. But make something work for you. If there's a will, there's a way. Remember who said that? Might be Michael Hesseltine. Okay. 20 seconds. Last 15. Last 10. 5. Excellent, guys. Up you get. And relax. And we're just going to take a quick pause as we move around.